Hello and welcome to a tutorial on how to make your videos look more professional. In this video we will be covering white balances, camera controls, anamorphic widescreen, and simple text editing. One of the biggest and maybe the simplest things you can do to make a video look more professional is by using the proper white balance settings on your camera. I will be going over how to do this using a Canon T3i.
So here I have a Canon T3i, and I'm just going to be running through a few of the built-in settings on how to make your video look a bit more professional. So along the side here we have the live focus, the white balance, the frame size, as well as your frame rate. First of all, we want to have a good coloring in the video, so we're going to go hit the Q button and we're going to go into AWB, and here we have a bunch of different white balance settings where you can then choose depending on your lighting situation. So here we have daylight, so for any outdoor scenes, shade for the darker outdoor scenes, cloudy, tungsten light, which is what you would use in most households, white fluorescent lights. If you're doing anything inside the school, that's the most optimal setting, flash, and custom. But those ones don't really matter. These are the ones that you're going to want to use, these built-in ones here. They're pretty good. Just make your video look the colors a bit better. So we're going to go back into the settings, which is again the Q button, and now we're going to go down to frame sizing. We change it with the little dial up at the top there, and there you can see all the different frame sizes. From there's 720, these two are the 1080. Most videos and films like to be shot in 24 frames a second as opposed to the 30 frames a second. So for more professional look, we were going to want to go to that. If you have anything that you want to do in slow motion, then you're going to want to go to the 60 frames a second 720p. But we just want to do 24 frames a second 1080 right now. So let's select that one.
So now that you know how to better use your camera and you've gone and you've shot your HD footage using the proper white balance settings, let's take it into Adobe Premiere. So here's our video image right here. So we don't want the audio, so we're just going to unlink them, delete the audio clip, and here's our footage right here. Alright, so we're just going to shorten this up a little bit just so it plays a bit faster. Alright, so now we can start editing. So the first step we want to do is we want to put down our anamorphic widescreen bars. Anamorphic widescreen is these bars that make a video appear wider, and it gives it more of a cinematic look to it, as you can see. Now, one good thing about these is it can save you undesirable things that pass through the frame. For example, if we go into this image here from a previous project I've had, so you can see he comes out, and when he walks over, there is an umbrella revealed right there. That we can't have. So we're going to go in here until right when he starts to move over, we're going to go down to we're going to go into motion of the clip, not the widescreen bars, just the clip. We're going to hit the stopwatch to create a keyframe. Then we're going to move it to where we can see the umbrella, and we want to create another keyframe and move our clip up or down. Actually, we want to move it down, and then right at the end there you can still see it, so we just want to create another keyframe, move it down the extra bit, and now if we play it, it should there it is. Now it's no longer there. So those anamorphic widescreen bars can sometimes save you because you can't go back, you can't refilm it, so sometimes they can save you because you don't have to go back and refilm something. So that's always something to keep in mind. So we go into here, and the cats are looking a bit crooked here. See, they're on this angle. So if we go into the same thing, the motion, and we go to rotation, we can actually rotate our clip till they're there. Now they're level. So now we're just gonna. Now you can see there's still some black edges where the clip is not big enough. So we're just gonna scale it up a little bit, right to there. Perfect. So now you can't even tell, but now you can see now it's level. So the next thing we want to move on to is coloring. Coloring is very important when making a video. So we're going to go into Magic Bullet. Magic Bullet is an extension software that you can get. Magic Bullet is an extension software you can get for Adobe Premiere, After Effects, Final Cut. They're amazing. I'd recommend getting them, but not everyone can have them, so I'm going to run through coloring with Mojo and coloring without Mojo. So here's Mojo. Let's see. We want to make it, tone that down a bit. Punch It plays with the contrast of the black, so the cat's being black, we want to turn that down a little bit so it doesn't get it too bad. Alright, so that's coloring with Magic Bullet. I will show you. There's the original, there's the new one. It just makes the coloring a bit smoother, a bit nicer. There's so many different things you can play with in here that it's very versatile, and it really has the built-in settings that you want. So let's just clear that out of here so we can show you how to do it with the Adobe Premiere built-in color correction functions. So we go into the color correction under Effects, and we want to go to, there's two better ways to do it. One is RGB curves. So you go into here and you have little graphs of each color on the RGB system. So now when you click a point, it makes almost like a cut point of the graph where you can then move around those points. So this is red. Add a bit of red for warmth. This is going to play, the master plays with the contrast as well, so we want to make sure we don't do anything too bad to it. There. So now that's how to do it using RGB curves. There you can see this half is colored, this half isn't. And I will show you how to do it with the three-way color correct as well. There's no optimal way of doing it. It's whatever works the best for you. So just play around with the colors. I'm just doing really simple things just for this tutorial, but of course you want to make sure you spend some time on it. Make sure you get it the way you want. So this one plays with the highlights, so the lighter areas. This is the mid-tones. You can spin this as well. This is the shadows, so the darker parts of the image. And then you can play with the levels here. Just change up the contrast a bit. there. So now that's going to be a difference of the original to what we've changed. And again, this was just a really quick coloring, so nothing extravagant here. Just enough to make your image look better, because that's all it's about. We just want to make it look a bit more professional, so we want to make the colors nicer, crisper. Another really simple thing you can do is make a title on Photoshop and bring it in. You don't always want to use your built-in text functions that come with Adobe Premiere, because truthfully they don't look that nice, they don't give you a lot of options. So I made one here really quick. It's not the prettiest, but it just gets the job done, of course. And again, you can spend more time on yours. This is just, again, for tutorial purposes only. So there's my title I made in Photoshop, and you can just bring it in as a PSD, nothing special. Change the scale, so the sizing, and where it is on the frame. So say we want to make a little, so it scrolls across the bottom. So now we'd move the position all the way to the left, make a keyframe again, go to the end of the clip, make a keyframe, and bring it all the other way, all the way across, so it passes outside the frame again. And that's how you make a really simple scrolling text. Right there. Simple, easy, same way you can move it any direction. You just have to use keyframes. It's very easy. You can make it bigger by using scaling and keyframes. Say we wanted to make it a bit grow as it came across. We'd put the scaling down, create a keyframe, bring it across, create a keyframe, make it bigger. I hope these quick and easy tips will in some way be helpful to you. They've benefited me over the years. I hope I can pass these helpful tips on to you. So have fun making videos.